The greatest purchaser of advertising in the history of the world, Mike Lindell. Nobody buys ads like that. We're going to make America great again. And it ain't so great right now. It's a laughing stock all over the world, including our colleges, universities. Look at what's happening to our country. And our border. You know what? Some people say they do the colleges so you get your eyes off the border. I said that last night. Last week we saw numbers showing clearly that the economy is crashing, with the GOP growth plunging by more than 50% just in this quarter alone. Think of that. We're plunging. We're now in a Biden stagflation. You know what stagflation is? You know what it is? It's the worst. It's worse than inflation. It's worse than deflation. It's the worst. And we're in stagflation right now. Congratulations, everybody, which spells the death of the American dream, and that doesn't even include some of the horrible numbers that we're seeing flowing in from the poor and crime-ridden countries all over the world. They come out of prisons, they come out of mental institutions, and they're coming in to be a neighbor right near you. So congratulations. Biden has just declared that if he gets 4 more years, he will drench the middle class in the largest tax increases in the history of our country, vowing repeatedly that he will ensure that the Trump tax cuts, the biggest tax cuts in history, and he says, oh, it's for the rich, not for the rich. It's for companies that employ people. You know what? Ultimately, it's just going to lead to the destruction of the country. We have so many negative forces on this country. Uncle Sam is right here. Look at him. You are perfect. This guy's the best.
The last one you signed got lost.
Oh, I'll sign it.
Yeah,
Give me, I'll sign it. I'll sign it for you later. Yeah. He asked me to sign it. I said, I got to make a speech here, Uncle Sam. The Biden job numbers are fake. He's counting people coming back from work. Call them fake numbers. A lot of the numbers on that just came out on immigration and on employment were illegal immigrants. Almost all of the numbers were from illegal immigrants. Isn't that great? We had the greatest economy in history. This is, everybody said, this isn't me, this is everybody. In 3 years, Joe Biden and his party stole trillions of dollars from hardworking Americans and gave it their political, and he gave it all to their cronies in Washington, their heirs to be. $1.2 trillion for their fake infrastructure. He had a package of infrastructure. You take a look at it, it's fake. It's fake and it's horrible. We have a country that's in hell. Look at what's going on. Look at the crime. Look at the crime. You know, I lost a tenant. They said, sir, you lost a tenant. Big drugstore, big one in one of my buildings. We're honored to be joined today by Shanna Gray, who owns a vegan restaurant, supposed to be really good. I'm not into the vegan stuff, I must say, but I'm going to have to try this. We're going to come and try that vegan food. I don't know if I'm going to like it. But she had a big business. Shanna says her business is being brutalized by the soaring cost of food. You get a good, healthy vegan food. Think about it, is all of the 50% Biden inflation tax, and that's what it is. And you just think of it. I mean, if you look at the real numbers of that, it's incredible. But here's the good news. We have 6 months. Now, with these stupid people running our country, that's an eternity, because you could end up in World War III with this group here. Biden has run the government like Robin Hood, essentially in reverse, stealing from the poor and giving it to the rich. That's actually what he does. You know, they talk the game, oh, Trump, Trump, Trump. It's the opposite. It's the opposite. They want to make our army tanks all electric, so that when we go into a foreign country, blazing hot, we're going in, we keep their environment and their air nice and clean. And Putin once told me, he said, you know, if you're supposed to be like a guy, a nice guy, I'd hate like hell to see you as a bad guy. You have been brutal to... That's all right. No, people are angry about it. People are angry. It's like stupid. You know what I say about the party? It's become, with me running it, it's become the party of common sense. Our party, it's the party of common sense. Crooked Joe is spending billions and billions of dollars on hotel rooms for illegal aliens. Think of it. hotel rooms, luxury hotel rooms in New York and other cities for illegal aliens. We have sadists. We have thieves, sadists, but we had sadists that did bad things to our people, to our heroes, bad things. And we couldn't fire them because of civil service laws and various other reasons. Unions a little bit, but civil service, you couldn't fire them. No matter what they did, they could kill somebody, you couldn't fire them. And they'd beat the hell out of our people. And I was able to fire 9,000 sadists and bad people, get them out and replace them with people that loved our veterans. And people, he wanted to buy votes. So he said, we're going to cut your student loan. Now, the problem with that is many of the people here, but, large numbers of people went through years and years to pay off their loan. All of a sudden, this guy comes along, and in order to try and buy an election, I guess I don't blame him, but it's very unfair. But the Supreme Court rejected it. So then he goes in now again with a little smaller version of the same thing. He's going to get rejected. And I'm just saying, I will take care of our students far better than him. We're going to take care of our students. We're going to help our students. We're going to make their life good. But what he did is so terrible. On day one of my new administration, we're going to throw out Bidenomics, and we're going to replace it with Maganomics. It's going to end up cutting Social Security by allowing millions and millions, which is not sustainable, of people coming into our country through the southern border, and many, many really bad ones, okay? Many, many bad ones. You're going to destroy Social Security. You're going to destroy Medicare. You're going to destroy the fabric of the country. And we don't have a strong country anymore. We have a country that's failing. We have a failing nation. We are in a failing nation. If this were another country, they'd say this is a failing nation. It's a nation in decline. It was always the plan from the great legal experts of this country and even the world, but from the great legal experts to everybody, Democrats, Republicans, liberals, conservatives. They wanted to get abortion out of the federal government. Everybody wanted that. That was uniform. But basically, the states decide on abortion. And people are absolutely thrilled with the way that's going on. You think that was on the teleprompter? I don't think so. I don't think so. No, I thought it was a good thing to talk about. Could end up in World War III with this person, and there's a grossly incompetent man. Over the last period of time, it's funny, I wouldn't have said that. But then something happened that was really horrible. I got indicted. I'm a president of the United States. And I got indicted. But something happened when that happened. And then I got indicted again. And then I got indicted again. And then I got indicted by Fonnie with her boyfriend. I call her Fonnie Wade, the Unselect. But the Unselect Committee damaged and threw out all of the evidence. Did you know that? And nobody does anything. Nobody does anything. If a Republican did that, they'd get the electric chair. They destroyed the evidence. They deleted everything. So now all of those people that said, yeah, Trump wanted to give $10,000, like the head of the police department, the head of the military, it's all been damaged, deleted, and destroyed. Now think of that. I love this group of people. I'm talking to you. So far, I've been 92% off teleprompter and 8% on teleprompter. Under no circumstances shall we bring thousands of refugees from Hamas-controlled terrorist epicenters like Gaza to America. We just can't do it. We also have to run our country. It's nice to be nice. It's nice to be good. We got to run our country. Our country's in trouble. Our country might not survive. I'll tell you what, if we don't win this election, I don't think our country's going to survive. I will say it. And I've never said that publicly, I don't think. We do not need a jihad in the United States of America. We do not need our once great cities to become hotbeds of terrorism. And on day one of the Trump presidency, I'm restoring the travel ban, suspending refugee admissions, and keeping terrorists the hell out of our country. Look at Paris. Look at London. They're no longer recognizable. And I'm going to get myself into a lot of trouble with the folks in Paris and the folks in London. But you know what? That's the fact. They are no longer recognizable, and we can't let that happen to our country. We have incredible culture, tradition, Nothing wrong with their culture, their tradition. The radical left Democrats rigged the presidential election in 2020, and we're not going to allow them to rig the presidential election in 2024. We won't have a country left. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content onto the lives of our children. I will not give one penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or mask mandate. I will fully uphold our under siege Second Amendment. It is under siege like never before. Our goal will be one-day voting with paper ballots, proof of citizenship, and voter ID. We're going to lose our country. And we had a bad border, but the bad border was like beautiful compared to what we have right now. We had a bad border, I fixed it. And I go out and make speeches. I say, I want to talk about the border. And people didn't really respond because I fixed it. I did such a good job on the border. I fixed it. Nobody wanted to hear it. It doesn't matter how hateful and corrupt the communists and criminals are, these communists and fascists and wherever the hell they come from, nobody even knows. And some are homegrown, and they're right here in our government, and you've seen plenty of them. I say the enemy from within and the enemy on the outside. You know, they say, oh, this is a revenge tour for Trump. It's not a revenge tour. Revenge is going to be our great success. What we're going to do is success. We're going to have such success that it's going to turn that word revenge. There's not going to be any revenge. We're going to make this country so successful again. It's going to be so successful. That will be our revenge. That's going to be our revenge.